Yo, yo, yo.
Yo.
Welcome to a special episode of the Straight Up R&D Podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, D.
And I'm Rich.
And we have a special guest with us.
Special guest. But before we introduce the special guest, we got to go through the regular schlingo. You know what I mean? This is a special episode, like D said. You know what I'm saying? This is like a interview, straight up R&D interviews.
We do everything.
All multifaceted out here. But as you know, welcome to the show, Straight Up an R&D Podcast, where we give it to you real raw, uncut, straight up opinions based on motherfucking facts.
Facts for sure.
All right, and the number one rule on the show, we do not give a fuck about your feelings.
We appreciate the support, but we still don't give a fuck about your opinions or feelings.
Not at all. But without further ado, we have a special guest. I will allow him to introduce himself.
All right. What's good, y'all? I go by the name TrapLord Drako. You can call me TLD. You can call me Trap. You can call me Draco. Whatever make you feel comfortable, you know.
All right, Trap. That's it. So, yeah. So, like, let us know what you do. Like what's this thing slingo with you, man? Like,
Yeah.
you making music? What you into right now?
All right. So first and foremost, we're gonna talk about I make music. I would consider myself a full-on creative because I do much more than that. But we focusing on the music right now because that's the wave right now.
Got you.
Nice. Would you mind telling the people going a little bit more about your music, you know, the type of music you make, and, you know, just maybe the type of creator you are?
I would say as far as the music that I make, it's different. It kind of got its own vibe. It's kind of got its own life. And it's kind of just over the years just taking a life of its own.
Nice.
And as far as creatively wise, it's just multifaceted all around. I started off as just an artist. I used to draw a lot, make comics and stuff. This guy knows. I've been making comics.
We go way back.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I started off. Went to college for graphic design and things like that. It didn't totally pan out the way I wanted it to, but, you know, it leads into better things. You know what I'm saying?
Heard you. That's dope.
Super dope.
So, like, you said you're into art and all that. So does some of your artwork link to your music? Like, how does that, do you bridge it like a connection or a gap with that artistically?
Oh, yeah, for sure. When I first actually started creating music, my whole intention wasn't just to be a musical artist. It was initially to kind of create a unique buzz to the comics that I was making. But as I started working with other engineers and people in the industry, I started to realize that I wasn't necessarily normal when it came to that. So it was a lot of pushing and pushback and pushing to kind of get me to take it seriously at first. Right. But once I started taking it seriously, it was just like, I just took off. I started just absorbing everything. I started even learning new things, learning how to engineer myself. And I just kind of became like a well-rounded creative machine, if you will.
All right, I kind of want to go back a little bit to what you said. Because you said when you first started creating music, it wasn't for the sake of creating music. It was to create a buzz around your comics.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly a gift, that you're just a creator all around.
Yeah.
When did you realize that you have, you know, such a creative trait and you was able to expand on it? Like, when did you realize that gift?
I would say probably around second or third grade. I had this group of friends in the third grade who, one of them, he was just kind of like hustler mindset type of guy. And he he started to notice that instead of me like paying attention in class, I would just be like doodling. I got in trouble so many times, y'all, just because I'm just drawing in class. And I got so many like comic books and papers taken up. Like my mom to this day still got packets of just comic books and stuff that I wrote. But he came to me with an idea one day, and he was like, "Hey, let's make comic books and try to make money off of it in school." And I was like, yeah, I'm with it. Let's make some characters and stuff. Mm-hmm. So he drew like this little rabbit. I drew like a turtle. The other dude drew like some buff vampire. I don't know what the hell that thing was.
The hell of a comic book.
But basically it was like, it was crazy. It was centered around nature, and they was like supposed to be like the Avengers for nature. But it was just like wild stuff going on. Since that time, after the first parent-teacher conference, where like my teacher literally she brought out a gift bag full of this stuff and just was dumping it out on the table and was just like, "This is what your son be doing in my class." And I was just like,
he ain't reading the books.
Now, in my defense, I ain't really have to, because I just always just been a smart kid. So in regular school, I was screwing around. I wasn't paying attention to nothing. If I wasn't drawing, bro, I would sleep. Like all of high school, I slept through that. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Well, you know, school is not everybody's calling. Obviously, your calling is, you know, creating content, music, books. You know, that's your calling. So
yeah,
won't worry about that too much.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So like, what like when you get in the booth, because you make music too, like what kind of like motivates you or like gets your creative mind going to like spit some shit, or like what calls you to the booth, like, yo, I gotta go in there and then drop some heat?
Oh man, that's a good one. I guess I would start like recently. A lot of stuff that I get creatively, it comes from an unusual place. And when I say an unusual place, it sometimes comes from pain and discomfort. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going through something and I feel like I can't express it, or I feel like I'm not being heard, or I feel like I'm saying something but I don't feel like people listening, I just put it on a track. Either I write it down or I just say how I feel. So a lot of the music that I create, it just comes from a raw place. It just comes from something within me, inside of me, that up until the point I started making music, I didn't have a way to get it out without it being a thing where I was being a problem, if you will. I'm always like a super calm, super chill person. So I try not to get out of that element. And sometimes it's hard to not get out of that element. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
So
you be locked in then.
Yeah.
So music just gives me that space where it's just like, all right, say what the hell I want. And it don't matter about who gonna take it personally, because, you know, if you take it personally, then obviously you know I was talking about you.
Basically, it's like the podcast. Fuck your feelings. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You gonna say the shit you gotta say. If motherfuckers got a problem, then
fuck your
feelings.
If you got a problem, yo, it was because you was the problem, yo.
Well,
because you was a problem.
That's something that we discovered as we, you know, started pushing content of our own. Not everybody's gonna like what the fuck you put out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Everybody got their own opinions about it, but at the end of the day, you can't let that distract you from your goal and your mission and your calling.
Yeah, definitely not.
So just gotta being resilient is the key to being successful in what you're trying to do.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Big facts.
So, like, piggybacking off that, like, have you, along this journey, this musical and creative journey, has anyone ever told you, like, yo, stop wasting your time doing this? Like, why are you doing this? Like,
oh, man.
Like, just be a regular person, get a job, come home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, anybody, like, try to, like, shut you down in that type of sense?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Me being a smart kid and kind of having parents and grandparents and, family members that recognize that level of intelligence, they're going to have their own set of expectations, right? Mm-hmm. So, in school, everybody's like, oh, you could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be the president of the great United States. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, nah, I don't really want to do none of that stuff.
Right.
And they're like, why not? You smart enough to do it. And I've always been like, well, just because I'm smart enough to do it don't mean that's what my passion lies. That don't mean that's what I want to do. Like, you can use your mind in so many different ways, but to answer the question that you were saying, like, yeah, for sure, that has definitely happened. Mm-hmm. There was even a point where, when I had first started making music, there was even a point where, even just having conversations with my dad, I would take it some type of way because he'll be like, everybody can't be a rapper, everybody can't be a football player or a basketball player. And I'll be like, man, love you, Dad, but you're like, hey, you throwing slick shots at me? Like, come on now. Like,
understandable.
Like, I didn't just start getting passionate about it and doing it just because everybody else was doing it. Me and my brother and Rich, he knows my brothers. Yeah. But we always kind of been trendsetters. I remember like days where we would just be making up words and shit and it's like, bro, it would take off like wildfire. Everybody just like making up, using our made up words, and I'm like, hey, yo, where did y'all learn this from? And I'm coming back on the bus like, Rich, yo, what did you tell everybody our words? That was like household shit, bro.
Motherfuckers was listening to our conversations.
Yo, I promise you, bro.
That's what it was, dog.
We had friends just spreading it all around the school. But yeah, definitely there were people who kind of looked at me like, bro, is you crazy? Is you nuts? Like,
but let
why
me
are you doing that?
On to that point real quick, Drako. So, obviously, making music, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people telling you, wasting your time. You shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
As Rich explained. But can you explain the difference between, say, like a nobody or like an acquaintance saying you're wasting your time, but in comparison to like your father, parents, somebody, opinion you actually care about, did I ever planted any like type of self-doubt in you saying maybe I should stop, but you just found it in you to keep going? Like, how did that feeling feel in comparison to anybody else?
I don't want to say that it didn't affect me in any way because, of course, when the people closest to you don't really see your vision, it kind of do make you feel funny a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I've always not really cared about people's opinion. I mean, Rich will tell you, it was like we was in middle school. Like, I'm not even matching in school. Like, I got green shoes on and the fucking I'm wearing blue and red that day, and people is like, why is you wearing green shoes? They don't match with nothing. And I'm just like, I like the green shoes. Like, what's the problem?
I like my blue pants.
Right?
The fuck you talking about?
If I wanna wear rainbows and unicorns, I'm gonna wear rainbows and unicorns out here. But when it comes to that, of course the people closest to you is gonna affect you a little bit more. But my mentality is just so different. Like, it made me more determined to like prove that, okay, you don't see it, but you don't see the stuff that's going on in the background. Like, what you don't know, I know because I'm there and I'm seeing it all the time. So even like, whether it be a nobody or whether it be somebody just that's close to you that's just like, hey, you wasting your time with that. You ain't never gonna get nowhere with that.
Right.
I just look at it like, well, they said that to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure they told Obama he was not going anywhere when he was trying to run for president.
President? So, nah, you might as well stop.
I mean,
that's true.
It just go hand in hand. Like, whatever your mentality is, you can shape whatever you want to shape out of this life, out of this world. And a lot of people let people affect that. But when you get to the point where it's just like, I don't care what nobody think, this is what I do. And if you don't believe me now, you're going to believe me later. A lot of those people, they end up finding success. So I feel like I'm on the fast track for that. So I don't really, as far as what the difference is, okay, nobody just be like, oh, yeah, you suck. I'm just going to be like oh, yeah, you a hater, for sure. Yeah. I'm going to be like, yeah, you just a hater. Have you even listened to the music? Have you even, like, took some time to check it out?
Yeah.
Because even with the people closest to you, you still got to ask that same question, like, well, do you know what I'm doing? Or are you just speculating because you seen this dude saturate his voice with auto-tune and he sounds like, I don't know, a dying New York rat? Something like that. But you know, when you know. So
got you.
Yeah.
So then, like, you know, going into this now, who would you say is like some of your biggest supporters? Like, who's showing you love for your shit? Like, you know what I mean? Because you also gotta give credit to the fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
as ironic as that is, my family is some of my biggest supporters now. When there wasn't as much evidence and there wasn't as much music and there wasn't as much of palatable things for them to listen to, it was kind of like unknown. But now it's like I can send a song to my sister anytime. She gonna give me feedback. I can send a song to my mom, my dad anytime. They're gonna give me feedback. And even other people along the way, like, I'm gonna take this time to give some quick shout outs.
Go ahead.
Other people along the way, like my boy Cliff. Shout out to you, Cliff. Appreciate you, brother. Gabe, you know, all my people like that. They give me a lot of support. And I've even met some people along the way that I've just put myself out there to share music with them. And they've just given me more, they've given me more motivation to keep doing it because, you know, it's cool when your fam say it. It's cool when your friends say it. But then when you start getting outside of that and you start getting to other people and they just like, oh, this junk fire, this junk crazy. Yeah. It really like, it's a different confidence boost where it's like, okay, well, nah, I'm not Delulu. I ain't delusional. Like, I ain't crazy. Like, I'm making some slaps, but, you know, everything take its own time to get to each and every individual.
Right.
But I appreciate all the support I get, even from the smallest support, even just somebody saying, hey, I really like your music. I really dig your music. And it might not be a big base right now, but, you know, y'all just wait.
It's work in progress, right?
It's on the way.
I got a quick question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, apologies, feel like you got to repeat yourself, but I kind of just want you to dive into this point. So obviously you said you're a creator.
Right.
Designing, music, comic books.
Yeah.
But why do you think you're choosing to take music a bit more serious than all of the other things that, you know, you're creative with?
Well, I guess I'll answer your question with a story. So when I was in college, I had a friend by the name of Xavier Sales, who in my sophomore year, I ended up staying over the summer. Just because at the time I was an athlete, I was playing football, trying to work out with the squad, trying to get that starting spot, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I remember there was this one night where I was just, I think I gotten back to campus from work, and I was just in a creative mode. So at that time, I was an art major. I had full access to the art building. So I just wanted to go in there and just make something, anything. He ended up being in there. A couple other people ended up being in there. And we was just in there all night, just vibing, listening to music, doing creative stuff. And at one point in time, you always got that friend that want to freestyle for no reason. And he was that friend that night. So he's just randomly 1:30 in the morning like, hey, let's freestyle. And I'm like, dude, I'm an artist. We're in an art building. Like, I make comics, bro. I don't rap. So he was like, nah, let's do it. Like, it'll be fun. Just, I'll go first. So he kicks a little freestyle. He does some stuff. Then he puts me on the spot. So now I'm like, oh, damn, I'm on the spot. I can't just be sitting here looking crazy like Eminem at the beginning of 8 Mile, throwing up in the toilet and shit. So I was just like, all right, I'm just going to do something, try something. So I ended up kicking a little freestyle, and after the freestyle, it was awkward silence. So I'm like, oh, man, this must have been trash, bro. So after the awkward silence, he was like, bro, do you realize what you just did? And I was like, nah, what you mean? And he was like, bro, you literally just freestyled, broke into a conversation, and then freestyled out of the conversation. And he was like, the only other person I ever seen do that was Childish Gambino. And at the time, what was so crazy was I just got put on to Childish Gambino. So I'm just, this the person I'm listening to heavy. So I was like, well, yo, what? You said Childish Gambino? He was like, yes, bro. I've never seen nobody do that before.
Shit.
So I was like, dang, it must have been good. And he was just like, bro, I know you like an artist and you playing football and stuff, but maybe this is what you were supposed to be doing all along. And at the time, I ain't think much of it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, bro. I got lucky. So, fast forward, he be trying to get me to freestyle and stuff, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm an artist. Like, stop trying to make me freestyle for all the black people in school.
Bring around the lunchrooms, all like, yo, spit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't even my look. But what got me into really taking it seriously is I used to always play around with them about it and be like, oh yeah, we can make a little music group and be like the new version of Outkast or something. And in 2017, around, I want to say, well, I know the date, but in 2017, he actually ended up passing away because he had a rare heart disease, and his heart stopped while he was in the shower. His girlfriend ended up finding him like unresponsive in the shower. So after that point, like, it hit me so hard that it was like I was just trying to find ways to like honor him as a friend, as a good friend of mine. And I ended up messing around. Like, my little brother was making music, which he's pretty good in his own right. But he was making music, and I was with another friend, and I just he had about 30 minutes left in his session, and he was done. So he was like, anybody else want to get on the mic? And I was just like, shoot, I'll try it. Made my first song then, and after that, I started to realize that maybe my friend was right. Mm-hmm. And I figured a great way to honor him was to give it a shot. And if I suck, I suck. If I don't, I don't. Mm-hmm. And it went from giving it a shot, it went from trying it just because, you know, my friend always believed in me with this, to other people starting to tell me, hey, yo, like, take this seriously. Like, you're not normal, bro.
Right.
And
from there, you kind of
from there, it just kind of started to build up and build up and build up. And I started to become this artist, and I started to take it more serious at that point, because what I realized was, if they're telling me this, and then I'm going back and listening to my own music, and I'm like, bro, this isn't normal. Mm-hmm. That, you know, there's something there.
Right.
There's something there that needs to be nurtured, and it needs to be fed. And it just kind of, over time, it just kind of started taking over, you know?
Got you.
It was like, I went from full-time artist to now I'm just like, okay, now I'm full-time musical artist.
That's dope. So I got a question for you. Like, now you mentioned Childish Gambino. Like, what other artists kind of like that you like? Like, what are some of the current artists out there that you like? You know what I'm saying? That you listen to?
Oh, man.
You can list them if it make it easy for you. Like,
I'm a sound so biased right now because I'm from Atlanta.
Oh, boy.
But, you know, we got to put the GOAT, Super Future. We got to put Future in there.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's my favorite rapper. We got to put him at number one.
We got to put Young Thug in there.
Okay,
Free Young Thug.
Okay.
All right, you lost me there.
Hey.
I fuck with Thug. I fuck with Thug.
Thug be spitting, man.
Yeah, that's a little high.
Thug be spitting, man.
All right, so one more. Give me one more. That's two. We'll give you one more.
One more. To not be biased and throw another Atlanta rapper in there, I say Uzi.
Really?
I really rock
thought you were
with
going to
Uzi.
say T.I.
I thought you were going to
I
say
really
Gucci.
rock with Uzi.
Yeah, or Gucci. T.I. or Gucci.
I mean, they all up in there. Like,
T.I. held it down back then.
Now we can make a list now. We can make a list,
give
but
me your top five. What was that? 3?
That was 3. So 2 more.
2 more.
Okay, so 2 more. Well, this ain't. I'm a give a disclaimer. This ain't in order, but definitely gotta put Andre 3000 in there.
Okay.
Right.
Andre
That's
3000,
fair. Yeah,
ridiculous.
And one more.
Let's see, one more. Man, it's so many. It's so many greats. I would say Kendrick, man. Lyrically, that dude is
There we go.
like.
Okay, so you like fuck Drake, right?
Okay.
I mean, I know maybe Drake might not like this so much, but I wasn't never really no super big Drake fan. I had my Drake phase. Everybody had their Drake phase, but it's like at this point, he's what, almost 30.
Almost 30.
Yeah.
That man must be 40.
40, almost 40. He's almost 40,
Shit.
and he's like painting his nails and talking about 19-year-old girls and shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, you too old for that shit, dog. Like, get a wife, get some kids, yo.
Shit, he got a son though. But so, you know, in closing, like, what's one of your favorite songs that you made that you want, you know, our subscribers, our viewers to check out, and like, where can they find you at?
Well, I got some songs on all platforms. I got at least 2 on every platform. One's called Munyon, the other one's called Really. But what I would say is my personal favorite, second disclaimer, It is unreleased at this moment, but it's the summertime, so it's time. It's called I Know, and ever since I made that song, like, it's been like a staple in my own playlist. I'm just like, yo, this is summer vibes right here. Like, I really rock with that song.
Yeah, I hear that. So look out for that track, I Know.
Definitely, I Know.
You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
gonna love
From
that one.
Drako. You know what I'm saying? So what social media platforms are you on? Like, where can people find you? Like,
shout yourself out, man.
Shout yourself out, you know what I mean?
All right. So y'all can find me anywhere on any platform at TrapLord Drako, TrapLord Drako.
All right.
You can spell it as one word and it'll all pop up for you. And if you want to follow me on Snapchat, you know, you might have to DM me for that. I don't know about that. But
he doing features also.
Yo,
for sure. Yeah, we doing features for a fee, you know.
You know what I'm saying? I like that, bro. Well, you know, thanks for joining the show, guys. There you have it. Drako. Straight out of Atlanta. You out the A, right?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight out the A.
Check his music out. Check all of his songs out. Watch out for the new track that's popping out this summer called I Know.
I Know.
You know what I'm saying? Give him a listen. Give him the feedback. Give him a follow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all look out for the album. It's coming soon.
Oh, damn. I got a sneak peek. The album coming out soon, too. But yeah, yo. You got anything else you want to add?
Nah, that was good, man. That was great. Really loved the story you shared of how you first got started, and yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, we really appreciate you popping on the show, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you. This is my brother from another mother.
Hey, we go back. We go way fucking back, man. Damn, we could talk for hours about the shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's dope, man. Well, thanks for coming up on the show. This is Straight Up and R&D Podcast. We're hitting you guys with another one. You know what I'm saying? Straight Up and R&D Podcast interviews. These are special. You know what I'm saying? He's got some upcoming rising stars, some artists out there. This is the first interview. This is the first interview you've been on, right?
The first of the first.
First of the first,
nice.
right here on the pod. Yeah. So this shit gonna age well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Very
this shit's
well.
gonna age well,
Couple
bro.
years you're gonna look back at this like, wow, look where I was.
Very well.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep pumping out them videos for y'all. Check them out. TrapLord Drako. You know what I mean?
Hey, one more thing.
What's that?
All had a TrapLord, man.
Hey, all hail TrapLord. Bet. But this is Rich. I'm signing out.
D signing out.
I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces.
Later, y'all.
Deuces.